Exclusive contract novel from Feilu Novel Network. Me, Naruto, become stronger with critical hits. Crossing into Naruto, become stronger with critical hits. Yuji Boban. Do you also think of dancing? Naruto. I hit critically, watch me dance. Changmen. Let this world feel pain. Naruto. I'll hit you hard and make you feel the pain. Introduction. Powerless. Please refer to the main text. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Me, Naruto. Vortex, participate. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. On the Fire Shadow Rock, the gentle breeze cannot dispel Naruto's sorrow. Yes, he has traveled through time. Time travel has become a demon fox and Naruto that everyone shouts and fights against. This is really a damn thing. Even if this is a fictional world, when one travels through it, it is a real world for oneself. So, why not travel to 5 years after school, but to the first day of school? Naruto was puzzled by his thoughts. Is it just to study for an additional 5 years? This funny time-traveling god. Naruto was unable to roast. Now I have to study for another 5 years. But it's okay, I have the golden finger of time crossing, which is my trump card. Everything else is virtual, strength is the king's way. Jumping down, he arrived at the ground between a few ups and downs, leisurely all the way, ignoring the gossip of those people on the way, and quickly returned home. Upon returning home, he rummaged through the boxes and cabinets, and soon set out with a paint bucket in his hand. Jia jia jia. Naruto let out a strange laugh and ran all the way to Hokage Rock. Tie yourself with a rope, and the other end of the rope is tied to a big tree above Hoenjian. Fix it in place, and then follow the wall of Hoenjian to the head of the 3rd generation. 3rd generation old man, I'm sorry. Naruto gritted his teeth and opened the paint bucket, using a large bristled brush to brush a few strokes, and then sketched out a complete big turtle. It's not good, 3rd generation. The members of the dark side slammed the door and panted, Naruto. Vortex has done something bad. Oh, what's wrong? Monkey Flying Sun John held his pipe in his mouth and looked very calm. A child, what kind of bad things can he do? Tell me carefully, don't worry. He drew a big turtle on your Hoenjian avatar. Puff. The originally calm Monkey Flying Sun / became furious and said, where is it? Still above your head, I don't know what I'm drawing now. Let's go take a look. Throwing away the pipe in his hand, Ape Flying Sun / arrived at the platform of the Fire Shadow office and looked up, just in time to see the Fire Shadow Rock. At this moment, on his own portrait, there is a large turtle with 3 dull hairs on its skull. Don't mention it, this silly guy is quite unique. He's a ghost. Monkey Flying Sun roared and said, go, catch him for me. I will punish him severely. You triggered the anger of Ape Flying Sun / critical hit 10 times, and gained 10 pieces of Warcraft meat. You triggered the emotion of Monkey Flying Sun slaying silently, critical hit 100 times, gain physical fitness plus 100, Naruto, who was painting vigorously, was taken aback, critical hit. Warcraft meat. What kind of thing is this? Is it meat from World of Warcraft? Not very clear. And that constitution. Naruto can clearly feel his current strength, which is visible to the naked eye, and the strength of his body has directly increased significantly. Jia, indeed extraordinary. Naruto laughed heartily and continued to paint, but a large group of members from the dark side, like wolves and tigers, jumped up and held it down, then grabbed it down like a chicken. Naruto. I casually threw away the big brush without resistance and was obediently caught. In the Huiying office, Ape Flying Sun slashed his face with an iron blue face and looked straight at the indifferent Naruto. Vortex, roaring softly, tell me, why draw turtles? No, why cause trouble? I am blessing you. Naruto speaks confidently. You triggered the anger of Ape Flying Sun / doubling your critical strike and obtaining a piece of Warcraft meat. Monkey Flying Sun / was angrily laughed at and said, bless me, that's it. The turtle is a symbol of longevity. I painted a turtle on your head to make you live 100 years longer. Lying trough. I have such a bad temper. Monkey Flying Sun / almost spat out a mouthful of old blood. The members of the dark side almost broke through and burst into laughter. Good guy, he had never seen someone who spoke so fresh and refined about mischievous behavior before. It was amazing. I thank you. Monkey Flying Sun cut his face expressionlessly and waved his sleeve, saying, let him clean the turtle for me. If he doesn't clean it, he won't be allowed to go home. Understood. Wait. The dark side was about to pull Naruto when he suddenly jumped up and said, the paint can't be wiped off. Don't worry, I have props specifically designed for wiping paint. Naruto. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go up the mountain to fight a tiger. The tiger didn't hit, it hit a little bird. Naruto held a cloth, vigorously inserted paint, and hummed an inexplicable song, causing the members of the dark side to blush. This Naruto feels a bit different. He couldn't say exactly where it was different. Done, goodbye. Not long after, as it was getting dark that day, Naruto threw Zhang Cici's cloth into the hands of the members of the Dark Department. He jumped down and disappeared in front of the members of the Dark Department in a few moments. Dark Department. Looking down at the cloth in my hand gone. Why throw it to me? With a disdainful expression on his face, he threw it into the trash can, and the members of the secret forces went to report it. A rundown single apartment on the second floor. At home, Naruto rubbed his hands, his mind twitched, and he took out a piece of Warcraft meat. Suddenly, a smell of blood rushed in. Naruto was stunned and said, this is so fresh. Let's make some broth. Carefully cut a piece, chop it up, and make soup to drink. Not long ago, Naruto asked about the pungent aroma. After taking a sniff, Naruto took a deep breath and said somewhat intoxicated, it seems like I just don't know how the taste is. I picked up a spoon from the side and scooped up a small bowl, enjoying a few sips. You can feel a warm current flowing through your body. What a powerful energy. Naruto was shocked. This Warcraft meat is definitely produced by a world of cultivation, and this energy is constantly wandering, strengthening Naruto's body. The already strengthened body is getting stronger again. Even though it may be minimal, it is indeed increasing. Amazing. Naruto is amazed. There's still so much Warcraft meat left here, I've eaten it all. Aren't I going to heaven? Subconsciously extract chakras from the bed. In an instant, chakra rolled over at a very fast speed. I'm about to take off. Naruto stood on the bed, hands akimbo, laughing up in the sky, seeking flowers, Changmen outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 4. Sasuke, hello. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Across from here is the place where Uchiha lives, it's really big. Backed against a large stone, Naruto held a piece of grass in his mouth and watched the scene of people coming and going across, all dressed in Uchiha-style clothes. Yeah. Lumura nodded casually without feeling anything about it. The recent atmosphere has also been a bit strange, but I just don't understand what this atmosphere is all about. Isn't that Sasuke? Suddenly, Naruto saw Sasuke walking out of Uchiha's house and standing by the water, with a somewhat low expression on his face, unsure of what he was thinking. The kind that is most likely looked down upon by dad, or scolded. It's really impressive. Upon hearing Lumura's words, Naruto was taken aback and carefully examined Sasuke, feeling that it was the right thing to do. He does remember that Sasuke was often compared to Itachi by Toyo. The result is that the more comparison, the greater the damage. Sasuke didn't feel depressed, he felt that his mentality had improved. Sasuke didn't pay attention to the two classmates across from him, just quietly watching the shimmering waves on the water. For a long time, Sasuke took a deep breath, his face turned cold, his hands closed, and he began to quickly seal. Z, Cho, In, Mao, Chen, Si, Wu, Wei, Shen, Yu, Su, Hai. Pop. Wang. Chakra began to gather, and a mouthful of fire was born from his mouth. With a soft breath, the fireball flew into the air and bombarded along the water's surface until it suddenly exploded in the center of the water. The powerful force blew up the water around it. Water droplets splashed everywhere. Holy crap! Naruto and Lumaru's faces turned green and they quickly dodged. This guy, didn't you notice anyone across from him? Sasuke, stay here. I just saw two people on the other side there. Upon closer inspection, aren't these Naruto and Lumaru? They often mix up, and with Naruto's bizarre theory on the first day of school, he deeply remembers this person. At first glance, he recognized it. This is a classmate. Hey, what are you doing, Sasuke? Naruto shouted loudly, my fish was scared away by you. Sasuke felt a bit ashamed. It's really wrong that I didn't notice anyone across from me. You triggered Uchiha Sasuke's sense of shame, critical hit 10 times, and gained the dynamic visual effect of the Sharingan. Naruto's face remained unchanged and he smiled faintly, come and play. You can play on your own, I need to train. Sasuke was a bit moved, but when he thought of his brother, he felt that he needed to work hard. Now is not the time to play. Let's wait until he becomes the child of another family. How hardworking. Looking at Sasuke, who was once again immersed in his practice, Naruto and Lumaru exchanged a glance and sighed helplessly. They said, let's move on. Fishing is not allowed here. Just Sasuke's method of frying fish ponds, all the fish have run away, what are you still doing here? Let's go, change places. Naruto and Lumaru hooked up and prepared to go somewhere else. Anyway, this river is so long that it's not just one place to fish. As for Sasuke, it's probably not long before he stops. This ninjutsu is not that easy to use. It's still too slow. Sasuke's mouth turned red, but it was still so slow. It seems that there is still a long way to go before Big Brother's strength. Upstream, seeing the pause below, Naruto and Lumaru exchanged a smile. Sasuke was really hardworking, and compared to him, the two of them seemed a bit out of place. Hey, everyone has their own ideas, and I don't like being so diligent anymore. Lumaru held the back of his head in both hands and enjoyed a rare moment. I don't know why, he always feels drowsy, as if he can never wake up. Naruto chuckled and said, you're overthinking. Probably. However, Sasuke is really impressive. He has just started school and is all classmates. Surprisingly, he has already been able to use these Hauhua balls a few times. Lumaru is somewhat envious. This strength is much stronger than theirs. Naruto smiled but remained silent. Although he only knows the three-body technique now, he is proficient in instant casting and won't have a soft and prone clone like in the original work. He now has a very deep control over his chakra. Why, looking at you like this, do you still think you're better than Sasuke? I told you earlier, I am a demon. You triggered Lumaru's speechless emotions, doubling your critical strike to obtain In attribute chakra. Repeated. What's the use of it? Naruto raised his eyebrows and felt it carefully. Well, there wasn't much feeling, so he didn't bother to pay attention. If he continued to strike like this, there would always be changes. That's Yuji Bo Itachi, right? Naruto suddenly pointed to Sasuke's side. At this moment, there was an extra person next to him who was touching Sasuke's head with a smile on his lips. Yeah, I've seen it at a party. Lumaru glanced at him and nodded nonchalantly. He is the real demon. His strength is very strong now. I have been listening to his legend since I was young. This is the true child of another family. Naruto. Indeed, it's amazing. If you destroy your entire clan, then there will be no amazing people. Don't you think he's just a few years older than us, but his strength may be a goal we can never catch up with in our lifetime. Is everything okay? Lumaru is speechless. Forget it, I won't say it anymore. It is estimated that Naruto is not aware of the gap between them now. When they learn a lot in school, they will know that the gap between them is like a gap, which is difficult to bridge. This is the ninja. Each stage is a proof of strength. Is Zhongren very poor? But that is the backbone of every ninja village. In the village, there may seem to be a lot of upper tolerance, but it is not much to share, and the elite upper tolerance is even less pitiful. Every elite ninja is upgraded by stepping on countless reputations. For example, Chimu Kakashi, Chimu Shuamao, and others. They are the legends. I don't plan on becoming a legend in the future. I want to be an assistant like my dad. Lumaru chuckled and said, this is the easiest way. Take a look at Nara dear, who is able to come home on time for meals every day and has time to play chess and other things. While looking at some people, they can't even go home. This is the gap. So, do the easiest thing to do. Naruto is speechless. You're not here to be an assistant, you're here to be my assistant. Wait, if I really become the 7th generation Hokage, I will definitely assign you a lot of tasks to make you feel relaxed. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 3. Water and Wood, Who Did I Provoke and Who Did I Provoke? You are listening at Novel Full.audio. In the afternoon, it's Shuemu's class. Looking at the sleeping Naruto Vortex, Shuemu gave a cold smile. The demon fox is the demon fox, and it will be difficult to make a difference in this lifetime. Sleeping in broad daylight, what do you think of coming out at night? Is it harmful to others? Naruto looked up and felt a deep malice. He looked up and met Mizuki's warm smile. But he knew that this warm smile was fake. What is hidden is a frenzy, disgust, and coldness. It's no different from many people in my village, it's a desire to die. Teacher Shuemu, I heard your fiancé Ae is very beautiful. Naruto widened his eyes. Lumaru. Come again. Shuemu was also shocked and then gave a gentle smile, saying, yes, what's wrong? Just your appearance, be careful of the neighbor Lao Wang. What does it mean? Shuemu had a bewildered expression on his face, completely unaware of what kind of ghost the neighboring old Wang was. Naruto smiled and told the story of the neighboring old king. You're so special. Shuemu was furious and directly cursed, you successfully triggered Shuemu's boundless anger, critical hit 10,000 times, and gained speed plus 10, bad, too bad. After school in the evening, Mizuki and Iruka collectively found Ape Flying Sun / and accused Naruto of his bad behavior. Seeing Shuemu trembling with anger, Iruka suddenly felt a little relieved. This Naruto targets everyone present, but he only targets Mizuki too much. It's precisely because of his bad temper that you need to educate him well, isn't it? The monkey Flying Sun / has calmed down. Over the past 2 days, Naruto's ability to cause trouble has improved, and he is ready for long-term combat. Iruka. Shuemu. What you said makes sense, but we have nothing to say. Alright, I'll leave Naruto's education to you. Let's go back. Okay. The two were very unwilling, but what third Hokage said was also reasonable. Naruto was still a child and had no parents since childhood, so it was inevitable that he had a slightly bad temper. As a teacher, how can you beat him to death with one stick? Irika was lost in thought, then regained his energy and prepared for a long-term battle. Water and wood are different. At this moment, his face looks very ugly. Humph, wait and see how I deal with you. Changmen snorted coldly, brushing his sleeves and leaving home. Watching the two of them leave, Ape Flying Sun frowned for a long time before speaking up, staring at Shuemu. I think he has a problem. He knows the existence of Naruto. His perception is very strong, so why does he target water and wood like this is very interesting. So, he needs someone to keep an eye on Shuemu and see if this guy will do anything outrageous. Today is a bit too late. Naruto recalls some of today's events and deeply understands that there were indeed some issues with Shuemu today, and improvements will be made in the future. Eating meat. Drinking soup yesterday and stir-frying meat today should be different every day. There's so much meat in this Warcraft, I'll eat it slowly on my own now, don't worry. Delicious. There is really no regret in having such meat in life. Having had enough to eat and drink, Naruto sighed as he touched his belly. He didn't want to move, so he lay on his chair and turned on the TV to watch the show. There are very few TV stations and programs, making Naruto drowsy while watching. Time flies like a shuttle, and in the blink of an eye, a week has passed. This week, Naruto is very peaceful, which surprised Lomaru a bit. He has been waiting for Naruto to cause trouble. Unfortunately, you triggered Lomaru's helpless emotions, doubled your critical strike, and obtained shadow binding. Naruto. What's wrong with this person? It seems like he's resting today. Naruto, who was sleeping in at home, was startled and confused, completely unable to understand what was going on with Lomaru. He was so good that he became emotional towards himself again. Forget it, even if you wake up, go out and take a walk. Naruto stood up, brushed his teeth and washed his face, had some breakfast, and then walked out of the room. The small river flows with a gentle breeze brushing against my face. The air in my village is really fresh, without any haze or waste. The river is clear enough to take a shower. Oh, Naruto, why are you here? Suddenly, the sound of Lomaru came, and Naruto turned his head to see that Lomaru was fishing with a hat on. You're really leisurely. Naruto sat down next to Lomaru, curious and looking at the wooden bucket next to him. There was nothing. Just arrived. No, it's been quite a while. So don't tell me for so long that you haven't caught a single fish. There's nothing I can do, my luck is too bad. Lomaru scratched his head, feeling helpless. He is really working hard on fishing. Do you have a fishing rod? Lend me one. Nah, take it. Lomaru handed a small fishing rod over. Naruto took it, thought for a moment, and threw the fishing hook next to Lomaru. You can't catch any fish by my side. Didn't you see that I haven't caught a single fish? Whirlpool Naruto fishing, willing to take the bait. Lomaru. This statement immediately brought up the artistic conception. I really didn't expect Naruto to be so cultured. He was just starting school and was able to say such profound things. It's amazing. Did a fish catch the bait so quickly? Suddenly, Naruto was surprised to find that his fishing hook had caught a fish. With a casual pull, the fish was pulled up. It was a small fish. You triggered Lomaru's suspicion of life, critical hit 3 times, and obtained 3 delicious grilled fish. Roast fish. Naruto has a strange expression on his face. Can this thing even be critically hit? But it's okay too, just eat some. There are also grilled fish in my village, but they are not delicious, and the boss has a bad temper, even worse for him. So Naruto was too lazy to go. Now it's okay, 3 grilled fish, I think they must be very delicious. Save some food, you can eat for 3 days. Lomaru watched Naruto fishing and always felt that he was very easy to fish. He easily pulled it up, shouldn't he have some skills? Although he didn't expect to catch a fish, he just came to enjoy it. Continue, continue. Naruto chuckled and continued to throw out his fishing hook, lying on the lawn with Lumaru squinting their eyes to rest. He found deer balls very interesting. Not like other children, on the contrary, perhaps they are too smart and have mature thoughts. The two of them can also chat well. That's great. It's rare to have a friend, and Naruto also cherishes it. People, after all, they are social animals, and being alone does not make people feel comfortable. Changmen outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 6 Hinata. I collapse. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Great, there's something new popping up again. Close your eyes and carefully understand, realizing that this is truly a perfect painless throwing technique. Whatever pain you can hold in your hand, no matter how much it is, you can hit it correctly and follow your heart. This is very impressive, very impressive. Yuzhibo can't even compare. I remember Uchiha Itachi had a limit of 7 pains, but he tsk. Naruto curled his lips, revealing a faint smile. Still laughing, do you know the seriousness of the situation? Monkey Flying Sun slammed the table and said, go clean it up for me, and then stand still. You successfully triggered the hot temper of 8 Flying Sun / critical hit 10 times, and obtained 10 pieces of Warcraft meat. Naruto pouted. It's all Warcraft meat. Although it's great, he wants some fresh things. Forget it, it's still a long time. Take it slow, I'm not in a hurry. Naruto comforted himself and went to Hokage Rock to wipe those things clean. He doesn't have much resentment towards the first and second generations, but he has a lot of malice towards the third generation. Who would have thought this guy would swallow his own money and still give some money every month, only being able to eat on his own? If you want to do something else, you have to nitpick and search. I'm so annoyed. I heard you went to Huaying Rock again yesterday to cause trouble. Why did you do this? To catch their attention. Naruto's voice was low. I hate loneliness and enjoy being lively, but no one plays with me. This is the only way I can attract people's attention. Nara Lumaru. Aikido Dinji. Yamanaka Inoue. The three of them looked sympathetic. You successfully attracted the sympathy of Nara Lumaru, Yamanaka Inoue, and Aikido Dinji, critical hit 3 times, and obtained the shadow clone technique. It's okay, you still have us. That's right, that's right. On the side of the mountain, the well was filled with tears, and the girl was the most emotional. Naruto's experience made her sympathize. Woo 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 woo. Naruto hugged Inoue and cried uncontrollably. Ino's face stiffened. You successfully aroused the shyness of Inoue in the mountains, with a critical strike that triples in size, grows in length, and is thrown away. Naruto's face stiffened. This is good. Lumaru on the side was stunned, and the potato chips in Kyudoting's hand fell directly to the ground. Gone. Is this something that people do? Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Naruto let go of Inoue, with a pure and sincere apology on his face. With that expression and gesture, Inoue was momentarily dazed, shook his head, and said magnanimously, it's okay, are you also sad? We'll be friends from now on. You successfully triggered Hinata's inner breakdown emotions, critical hit 100 times, and gained the white eye ability. Naruto's face stiffened and she quietly turned her head to look at Hinata. She was fine, but at this moment her face was a bit ugly. Cough, no way, we need to balance. Naruto pondered in his heart what to do and what to do. At this moment, Teacher Irika walked in, glanced at the few people present, and a smile appeared on his face. Today, we are training outdoors. There is not much training content, only one, which is the painless throwing technique. This is one of the basic teaching methods for ninjas, which requires mastery. In the future, you will spend most of your time training outside. So, get ready, boys. The painless throwing technique is not something that can be easily practiced. This requires effort, a little bit of talent, and more importantly, skills. So, you must listen carefully. Now, come out with me. Okay. The classmates shouted excitedly and followed Irika out of the classroom. Teacher Irika is right. Although the painless throwing technique may seem simple, it is actually the most difficult. Lumaru sighed and said, I was forced to practice every day at home, and now I occasionally can't hit the bullseye. It's not moving yet, and moving targets are even more difficult. Inoue nodded continuously and said, yes, yes. I'm old and miserable. Xiao Daoding silently ate potato chips. This thing, who trains it, knows. Although it may seem simple, it is actually very difficult, much more difficult than the three-body technique. Naruto remained silent. Before, perhaps he would have a headache because he had hardly touched this thing, but now. I can't scare you to death. Naruto was confident and looked at the three people beside him shaking their heads in silence. Wait, you'll know when it starts. Irika led a few people present to the campus playground. At this moment, many wooden frames had already been placed on top, and inside the frames, there were many hardships, but all of them were made of wood. Not far away, there are rows of targets. Did you see that? Today is the content of our training. Irika smiled faintly and said, I believe many of you have trained at home, but I still have to say that this painless throwing technique is not that simple. We need to persevere and come training every day in the future. Firstly, let me talk about some techniques of the painless throwing technique. Balabera had a bunch, and Irika roughly explained the technique of painless throwing. Look at it. Irika took out a handful of kowu from the wooden frame, shook his wrist, and kowu broke through the air, disappearing into the nearby target center in the blink of an eye. Look, it's not very simple, but this is the result of my training from childhood to now. Some of you may have better talents and find it simple, but I tell you, don't be proud, don't be complacent, there are no shortcuts to this. So, let's start now. Everyone stands in a position and starts throwing. The bitterness in this wooden frame is useless. Go pick it up yourself and continue. Ah! On the playground, there was a howl of sorrow. But for the sake of training, they could only grit their teeth and endure. Naruto and his companions exchanged a glance, walked to a corner, stood apart, and picked up a handful of kowu to play with. Don't worry, this thing is quite exquisite and looks very similar. The surface workmanship is not very rough. Just this, throwing it on someone can also be very painful. Naruto, be careful not to throw it at others. Judging from Naruto's appearance, Inoue took a few steps back in fear. According to Naruto, he seemed to have not touched this suffering much. Think about it too, their family has a heritage, so there is training every day. But Naruto is different. She is really afraid that Naruto will act recklessly. Naruto gave Ino a silent glance, looked around, and found that Lumaru and Aikido Tinji had the same expression. Naruto couldn't help but sneer at this. How about you guys come first? It's also okay. The three of them thought for a moment and nodded. Lumaru picked up a handful of kowu and aimed it at, seeking flowers, seeking everything, Changmen outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 7. Shocking the Four Towers. You are listening at novel full.audio. Whoosh. Bitter without breaking through the air, unable to enter the bullseye. Ah, this time the hit rate is good. Lumaru scratched his head and said, this way we can all hit. Yamanaka Ino and Akito Tinji each picked up Kyumo and threw it casually, hitting the bullseye. The Naruto beside him was speechless. I always feel like these guys are showing off. Wow. Suddenly, not far away came a loud applause, and a few people followed the sound to see Sasuke in front of them. Both wooden hardwoods sank into the target's eye. Hey, it's so annoying. Lumaru scratched his head. He was already strong enough, but there was really no way to deal with someone like Sasuke. Amazing. Iruka was also shocked, at a young age, to be able to throw two painless weapons at the same time and hit them simultaneously. This understanding of the painless throwing technique is almost on par with him. Is this the world of genius? Iruka thought of himself, and only now can he achieve this. No wonder some people say that Yuzhibo specializes in playing Kuwu, and this skill is unmatched by many people present. That's really impressive, Sasuke. Yes, truly worthy of being a descendant of a prestigious family. The constant praise made Sasuke feel a bit ethereal. These are all the results of my brother's teaching. After school in the afternoon, I must let my brother teach me some things. Suddenly, Sasuke saw Naruto. For some reason, as soon as he saw Naruto, he had a strong desire to show off and couldn't help but raise his eyebrows provocatively. I'm so angry. Inoue-chi's pink face turned red. Isn't it just a couple of hardships? What are you proud of? Give me time, I can do it too. Hinata looked at Naruto with some concern. As far as she knows, Naruto has never specifically learned this, what should be done. Naruto is speechless, why are they all looking at me? And Sasuke, do you really think you're very powerful? Naruto sneered and took out 4 Kuwu from the wooden frame. Well, if it's 4, it's enough to suppress all dissent. As for more, stay on the front line of being a good person and meet each other easily. No, being a person requires being low-key. Naruto wouldn't foolishly expose his strength, and it's not yet time for him to have the ability to protect himself. It is beneficial for oneself to appropriately display some demonic aspects. But truly foolishly exposing all of one's abilities is seeking death. 4. All the people who came to see Naruto were staring straight, and the vast majority of them looked at Naruto as if they were looking at a mentally ill patient. This person is foolish. He has to endure 4 hardships just to save face. Do you think this painless throwing technique is so easy to cultivate? Iruka frowned and comforted, Naruto, don't force yourself. Just practice slowly. Watch it. Under the worried gaze of Inoue and his companions, under the astonished gaze of Sasuke, and under the disdainful gaze of many, love, for wooden beams painstakingly crossed the beautiful curve, almost nailed to the bullseye at the same time. Quiet. A deathly silence. Everyone stared at the scene in front of them, dazed and incredulous. How could this be possible? Iruka felt even more like she was dreaming. For bitter nothings, how many people in the entire ninja world know? This technique actually doesn't have much effect unless your strength is strong enough, so few people pursue it, but it doesn't mean it's not difficult. No, on the contrary, this is difficult. But now, Naruto Vortex has achieved it. Wow, everyone was in an uproar, looking at Naruto with a look of fear, envy, and some even admiration. They are still young and won't think about so many twists and turns. Perhaps Naruto is often mentioned by their parents, causing them to fear and dislike him. But for those with strength, they will never be stingy in their dedication and admiration. How about it, impressive? Naruto touched his chin, feeling carefree and contented. Lumaru and Inoue looked around and immediately surrounded. Seeking advice. Here, I'll teach you the techniques. Naruto chuckled and didn't mind teaching them. It took a long time of practice, and he only received the benefits of being a traveler, so he didn't feel any pride in it. In the eyes of Iruka and his team, this is humility. A child of this age, with such strong throwing skills but unable to do so, is actually being modest. Well, not bad, really good. Iruka nodded in satisfaction. Perhaps Naruto has a slightly bad personality, or perhaps his temper is a bit peculiar. But it's a bit strange who grew up unchanged in this environment. At least his inner self is very good, as you can tell from the situation in front of him. You have caused shock among your classmates, critical strike 100 times, gain speed +5, you have caused Iruka to be shocked, critical hit 10 times, gain chakra +5, what for bitter nothings. After school in the afternoon, Iruka reported everyone's performance to the monkey flying sun slayer. Actually, there was no need to report like this. Hokage is not a god, not everything needs to be asked, but he feels that Naruto's performance needs to be reported. This is amazing. Are you telling the truth? Monkey flying sun / almost spat out a mouthful of water, staring blankly at Iruka, feeling like this person was deceiving him. But as soon as he saw Iruka's serious appearance, he understood that it was true. It's unbelievable, really unbelievable, this is a genius. Monkey flying sun / thought of Uchiha Itachi. This is a genius demon who can cultivate the painless throwing technique to the extreme. If I remember correctly, now he can throw 7 at the same time and hit all of them. But this is Uchiha's, he had never thought that Naruto Vortex could also achieve this step. There is indeed a slight gap between the 4 and the 7, but the age gap between Naruto and Uchiha Itachi lies there. He even has reason to detail that in the near future, Naruto may surpass Uchiha Itachi. At the thought of this, Ape Flying Sun / became excited. Naruto Vortex is from his lineage, no matter how good it is compared to Uchiha Itachi. Hahaha, good. Monkeys flying and sun chopping laughed, and laughter spread far and wide. It is enough to see how happy Ape Flying Sun / is in his heart. You triggered the shock of the monkey flying sun / critical hit 20 times, and obtained the technique of multiple shadow clones. You have stirred up the shocked emotions of Jitsu and Tuanzang, critical hit 10 times, and obtained the tongue evil root technique. Naruto. This is also okay. Changmen outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 5. Mentality Collapse. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. To cultivate, one must take it slow and rely on comprehension, so as to achieve twice the result with half the effort. Itachi had a gentle smile and touched his younger brother's head, constantly imparting his experience. For Sasuke, he has always been very patient and can speak softly. Even if time is tight, he will take some time to accompany him. Take Sasuke for training, cultivation, and play. He thinks Sasuke is very cute. Unfortunately, we're running out of time. Itachi's expression was gloomy. Recently, the relationship between his family and the village has become increasingly sharp, and he doesn't know how to balance the two. The high-ranking officials in my village also did not take action, relying solely on him to sustain themselves. I can't hold on anymore. Do we really want to do that ultimate measure? The weasel remained silent. Brother, what's wrong with you? Sasuke seemed to be aware and looked up at Itachi. Itachi immediately put away his gloomy expression and said with a smile, "It's nothing, I just remembered something from work." Really, there must be a lot of things going on in the dark department. I will definitely join the dark department when I grow up. Oh, why? Share your brother's worries. Really, then you need to grow up quickly. Itachi chuckled lightly, rubbed Sasuke's head, and watched the river roll. This kind of life is really good, and this village is worth guarding. But why, see, this is Itachi, how kind to my younger brother. Lumaru envied, you see, I also want such an oni sauce. This is my younger brother's control. Naruto is speechless. Although it may seem enviable, not everyone can achieve this kind of control. Anyway, he has never seen it before, but now he has truly seen it. That gentle gaze, that's a weasel. It seems that he only shows this kind of expression in front of Sasuke, appearing cold and indifferent in front of others, and speaking in that indifferent tone. You triggered the soft emotions in Uchiha Itachi's heart, critical hit 12 times, and obtained the skylight. Naruto. I'll go, so far away, are your ears so effective? Naruto looked at the Itachi on the other bank of the river with a ghostly expression. What kind of ears? Do ninjas have such a powerful effect even when they become stronger? It's amazing. Naruto was speechless and dared not say anything more. He is still a young seedling and cannot defeat these fierce ninjas. It is better to be careful for his own small life. If a bad thing comes out of the mouth, it would be interesting. I don't know where to seek justice after being beaten up. Is that your classmate? Yeah. Sasuke tilted his eyes and nodded faintly. One of them is Naruto Vortex, and the other is Naruto. Let me tell you, Onizu. Sasuke excitedly shared his first day of school with Itachi again. Itachi listened like this. Let's go, it's boring. Naruto pouted and pulled Lomaru away. If he stays any longer, he will almost collapse. The appearance of this clothed brother is so respectful that he can't help but envy him. He also wanted to experience it. Unfortunately, I can't. Because he is an orphan and has no family. Good luck. You have successfully triggered your emotions, critical hit 10 times, and gained a boost to your Vortex constitution. Naruto. Not bad, forget it, what do I envy? I'll be exterminated soon. Naruto shook his head, he can't change this, and he doesn't have the mood to change it. It's not his business. Naruto feels like he's just waiting to grow up and leave Kiba village to go to a place he likes or travel around the world. It's better than staying in this village. I don't have the ability now. If I have the ability, he must do it this way. As for who will save this village. Don't tease me, he's been bullied so badly. Just save the person you like, what do the others have to do with me? Naruto realizes that she is not a holy mother or something, and cannot do such a noble thing of repaying kindness with resentment. Let someone else save you, or we'll just die 100 times. What are you thinking? I'm thinking about what to eat tonight. Why don't you go eat barbecue instead? I won't go, Naruto shook his head directly. He had been eating a lot of meat lately, and it was all Warcraft meat. When he went to eat other meat, he didn't feel like he could eat it either. It's so fragrant. Suck in, no way. When you go home and make your own barbecue, use Warcraft meat to grill. It must be very fragrant and the taste must be very strong. Isn't this better than those grilled meats? As for sharing. Sharing before having absolute strength is a bad move, wise people don't do it. It's better to secretly make money and enjoy it on your own, this is the right path. Speaking of which, the consumption of Warcraft meat is a bit fast. Third generation old man, you need to contribute a bit. Naruto looked up and happened to see the Huaying rock that had been wiped clean by himself. His eyes rolled and he had a plan in mind. Ah poo. Ape Flying Sun, who was watching the crystal ball, suddenly sneezed and instinctively touched his nose, muttering, "Strange, who's talking about me?" At the same time, a small figure secretly climbed up the Huaying rock, with the same movement but more skillful. He, Jia. Naruto took a big brush and painted a big tree on the face of the first generation, a big water on the face of the second generation, and a ground beetle on the face of the third generation. Get the work done. Naruto laughed heartily. Suddenly, Naruto's smile froze, and below, several pairs of fiery eyes were staring at him, causing the atmosphere to instantly fall silent. Naruto Vortex. With a roar, Iruka jumped out of nowhere and pointed at Naruto's finger, trembling. That's the sacred Hokage, what are you doing? I'm causing trouble, can't you see it? Naruto disdains to pout. The next moment, they were captured by the wolf-like and tiger-like Iruka and brought to the face of Ape Flying Sun Slash. Looking at the scene in front of me, Ape Flying Sun slashed his forehead. Special, the recent sneeze actually came true here. He thought who was thinking of him, and his feelings were that Naruto was starting to cause trouble again. How long has it been? 5 days. Should I also block the rest days so that Naruto doesn't have time to cause trouble? The thought suddenly popped up in Monkey Flying Sun's mind. You triggered the anger of Iruka and others, critical hit 50 times, and obtained the perfect painless throwing technique. You successfully triggered the anger of the third generation Fire Shadow Ape Flying Sun Slash, critical hit 10 times, and obtained 10 pieces of Warcraft meat. Naruto's heart moved and his heart was filled with joy. Changmen outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 8. The Shock of Uchiha Itachi. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Isn't it just 4 bitter nothings? As for being shocked to this extent. Naruto thought for a moment and chuckled. Indeed, it is. I am only 7 years old now, and it is truly shocking that I was able to achieve this step shortly after the start of school. There are still many shocking moments in the future. Naruto carried his hands behind his back, walking down the street like an old man, ignoring those disgusted gazes and quietly enjoying the sunset scenery of Kiba village. I don't know at all, because this Monkey Flying Sun Slayer and Tuanzang almost had a falling out. What I mean is to control him. From this small detail, it can be seen that Naruto Vortex has a bad temper and his talent is very high. Tuanzang leaned on his cane, tapping the ground with a firm expression and said, "We must control him. He's out of control in the future, and no one can control him." Shut up. Naruto Vortex is the inheritor of our lineage and the inheritor of the will of fire. We cannot do this, said Monkey Flying Sun with great righteousness. I will teach him well, and Iruka will also teach him well. Also. Do you really think I don't know what you're up to, said Monkey Flying Sun with a cold smile. I won't care if you do this at the root because it's a means for you to control your subordinates, but Naruto Vortex is a pillar of human power and a strategic weapon belonging to the entire village. I will never allow you to do so. The whole body trembled with energy. I'm also doing this for the village. Hee, it's a coincidence. I'm also doing it for the village. If you don't want to do it, I can reclaim your rights. Gone. That's the same sentence again. Tuanzang almost spat out old blood. Every time Ape Flying Sun Slayer doesn't want to continue arguing, he will use this sentence to block his mouth. But unfortunately, he just ate this one. Damn it. Tuanzang slammed out the door. Humph, fight with me. Ape Flying Sun Slash swallowed the clouds and exhaled mist with a faint smile, saying, how can you control the 9-tailed pillar power of Naruto Vortex in your hands? Otherwise, my Hokage would be nothing. Let's abdicate as soon as possible. Damn. Stepping out of the Huiying office building, Tuanzang started beating and cursing. He still believes that Naruto Vortex is definitely a time bomb and must be controlled well. His tongue curse technique is the best way to control it. Humph, Monkey Flying Sun Slash, wait, one day you'll regret it. Tuanzang snorted coldly. Barbecue. Naruto had no idea that they had been arguing about it for so long just because he had shown his head slightly. Speaking of which, even if I know, I won't care. Anyway, it's not my turn to worry about this matter. If they really dare to act recklessly, he dares to escape now. Without careful calculation, he can definitely run out. When the sky is high, birds can fly, and the sea is wide, fish can swim. The world is vast, and that place cannot be visited. He just doesn't want to leave yet. Because it's too easy to critically strike things here, probably because these people are familiar with it, and the things given are all very good. Things like that neighbor Lao Wang and the like are very disappointing. In this situation, there is no need to think about how to do it. Delicious. Naruto was eating grilled meat, his mouth full of oil, and he sighed comfortably in his heart. This kind of life is truly carefree and joyful. If it weren't for those annoying looks, it would be even more perfect. It's just a pity, the world itself is not perfect, and it is not easy for him to demand anything. A relatively perfect world needs to be managed and created by oneself. As for these people, don't bother to talk to them. Let them die. It has nothing to do with oneself again. Tomorrow I still have to go to school. In this life, I won't be the tail of a crane, so I don't know who the tail of a crane is. At home, Naruto began to use chakra and cast 3 body spells. I am very proficient in using transformation techniques, clone techniques, and stunt doubles one by one. There are also shadow separation and multi-shadow separation techniques, as well as instantaneous body technique. These ninjutsus are the foundation. With these ninjutsus, one can be considered a true ninja. Next, let's see what kind of items can be critically hit in the future. Thinking about it makes people look forward to it. He really hopes to reveal something good. Brother, I want to learn the painless throwing technique. Itachi. My little brother, didn't I teach you? You're already struggling and want to learn now. Yes, I lost the school competition today. Lost. Itachi was attracted by Sasuke's words and said, "How did you lose? Is there anyone more powerful than you?" "Yes, that's what I mentioned last time about Naruto Vortex. He can handle all 4 of them simultaneously." Hiss. Itachi took a breath. Only ninjas who have practiced know how exaggerated the difficulty of not adding a painless one is. Now you tell me that kid named Naruto Vortex can hit all 4 simultaneously. This is impossible. But as soon as he thought that Sasuke wouldn't deceive him, Itachi fell silent again. Thinking about himself, Itachi's mouth curled and he said, "Perhaps another demon will appear in the village, which is very good. Okay, starting from today, I'll teach you the 3rd technique of painless throwing." Itachi crouched down, touched Sasuke's head, and said with a gentle smile. Well, since Sasuke wants to learn, teaching him is his own responsibility. He is also willing to teach Sasuke and help him succeed. You successfully triggered the shock and curiosity of Uchiha Itachi, critical hit 20 times, and obtained illusion specialization. Naruto. TSK, this Sasuke must have gone back and told Itachi, otherwise Itachi wouldn't have known about us in his indifferent state. That's great. Fantasy specialization. This is a mastery of illusions, and in the future, as long as you learn illusions, you can quickly get started. It's unclear whether you can surpass Uchiha's illusions. This is worth looking forward to. In short, this is a rare good thing for Naruto. Uchiha Sasuke, good person. Naruto sighed and slowly fell asleep, playing chess with Duke Zhou. The next day, at dawn, Naruto stood up and cooked a bowl of broth to treat himself. Eating some Warcraft meat every day has become a habit that Naruto has developed in recent days. Eating it warms his body and subtly enhances his physical fitness. Perhaps over time, he could become a master of physical arts. This is worth looking forward to. Changmen outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 9. On the Eve of Extermination. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. This is already the 2nd week, which means that the extermination of the Uchiha clan will soon take place. Naruto silently calculated. He doesn't want to profit from it, he just thinks he needs to be careful. In case someone doesn't want to hang out and get caught, it's a big deal. Remember, it was the day of the exam. So, when exactly is the exam? Is it the end of the month? It should be very likely. Naruto sat in his seat with a solemn expression. What's wrong with you? Inoue was a bit puzzled and said, You always smile, why do you seem to have something on your mind today? Is it so obvious? It's no longer obvious. Luan said in a weak voice. Yesterday was good, today how serious? Oh, I just thought of something. After glancing at Ino and the others, Naruto chuckled and said, But it's okay, I thought too much myself. Yeah. I must have thought too much about it myself. The extermination this time was due to various reasons, but it was definitely Uchiha Itachi who initiated it. This person is too ruthless. Even his own parents were willing to take action, and the only thing he cared about was the village and Sasuke. Only these two things could stir waves in his heart. Others, it's basically impossible. That's why he didn't hesitate to take action to exterminate the clan, without any mercy. No, it's not right, it seems that his parents committed suicide. Naruto pondered, anyway, this person is very dangerous, it's best not to get close. Ino and Lumaru looked at each other with some concern. Naruto has always had a smiling expression and doesn't express their inner sadness. Today, it's abnormal, which makes them very worried. You have successfully aroused the worries of Ino Yamagata and Nara Kashimaru, critical hit 3 times, and gained 6 chakras. Naruto glanced at the two and felt a warm heart. They are all friends. But what is this chakra quantity? After careful reflection, Naruto's eyes flashed with a hint of enlightenment, which was the amount of chakra that could be refined. As a 9-tailed pillar force and a member of the Whirlpool clan, he is capable of refining a large number of chakras, and now he has an additional one. Maybe I can't see anything now, but what about adding too much to it? That quantity is definitely quite considerable, amazing. Naruto exclaimed at the power of the critical strike, and a hint of a smile appeared on his face. Don't worry about me, I just felt a little emotional for a moment, nothing happened. Really, of course it's true, have I ever lied to you? No. The two of them smiled, and Naruto had never deceived them. Hahaha, let's go. Tonight, I'll treat you to barbecue. It's a good thing, you can't say anything about it. Naruto said mysteriously. Given their concern for themselves, Naruto decided to share it. Eating too much Warcraft meat doesn't seem to work as well, but it's enough to drive people crazy, but Naruto still decided to believe in Lumaru and Inoue once. Because they care about him. That's enough. Even if exposed, he still has the ability to run away, so he's not worried at all. This is worth a try. Okay. The two happily accepted. Xiao Daoding looked at them and then at the snacks in his hand, and suddenly felt that they didn't taste good. Who is the real pig deer butterfly? It seems like Naruto Vortex is one of the members of the pig deer butterfly. Opening his mouth, he also wanted to blend in, but judging from their appearance, it seemed difficult to blend in. Lumaru glanced askance at Xiao Dingxi and asked with a smile, Can you bring Dingxi with you? Sure. Naruto smiled and nodded. Pig, deer, and butterfly, all prosper and all suffer, and it's nothing to bring with you. What bad thoughts can foodies have? Thank you. Xiao Daoding was deeply moved and handed over the snacks in his hand with some pain, whispering, Here you go. Naruto and his companions exchanged a glance and laughed heartily. Now be quiet and start the class. Naruto and his team are in class, but Uchiha Itachi walked in confusion on the street of Mai. Just yesterday, the people of Yuzhibo's tribe have gone to a meeting again. As for what meeting will be held, that's not to say. No need to guess why. He knows why, even his father is always worried and doesn't know how to do it. Father doesn't want to rebel either. Actually, life is pretty good now. Don't they know how serious the consequences would be if there were a rebellion? Why on earth is this? Itachi closed his eyes in pain, and when he opened them again, only indifference and indifference remained. We can't continue like this anymore. Tuanzang, you won. Glancing coldly at a nearby place, Itachi disappeared completely. When he reappeared, it was already not far above the Hokage rock in Kiba village. Not many people came here, but now there is a strange person standing quietly in the darkness. You're here. I'm here. Have you made a decision? Itachi remained silent for a long time before speaking hoarsely. I have decided. If I don't make this decision, my village will never have a future again. Humph, that's great. You made a very wise decision. Don't worry, I will help you. The mysterious person smiled and said, because only in this way can the world be better, isn't it? Itachi looked coldly at the strange man wearing a mask in front of him. He also has Sharingan, a kaleidoscope, and is also from Uchiha. But when she came knocking on her door, he knew that the person in front of him was definitely crazy. He wanted to exterminate Uchiha, so he needed his help from Itachi. Originally, Itachi did not intend to do so. But now, I can't stop it anymore. The rebellion of Yuzhibo is imperative. Once there is a rebellion, the village will definitely suffer significant losses, and the entire village will no longer exist. For the village, and also for Sasuke. I will notify you when I take action. Ha ha ha, welcome you, my friend. The mysterious person laughed and integrated into the space, disappearing in the blink of an eye. Itachi's pupils suddenly shrank and he remained silent. Demonstrating. I have to say, you did it. This is a pupil technique for spatial ability. Time and space ninjutsu has always been a headache-inducing form of ninjutsu, and I didn't expect the person in front of me to be one of them. Since we have made the decision, let's spend more time with Sasuke these days. There's a high probability that we won't have any opportunities in the future. Itachi turned around and disappeared on the Fire Shadow Rock Changmen outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 11. Itachi's Plan. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Upon hearing this, Naruto's pupils suddenly shrank. At this moment, Naruto thought a lot. It seems that the Uchiha extermination plan has already begun to be prepared for implementation, otherwise Itachi would not have said so. But there's one question, why did Itachi come to find him? If I remember correctly, Itachi had another purpose, which was to stimulate Sasuke and force him to open his eyes, although in the end Sasuke pulled his crotch. But this is just that Sasuke is still young and lacks strength. When Sasuke's strength is sufficient, he will easily succeed in opening his eyes to external stimuli. This is one of the ultimate goals of Uchiha Itachi. You're telling me to take good care of Sasuke now, isn't that making Sasuke lose his eye? Itachi looked deeply at Naruto and said calmly, I just hope you can give him pressure and stimulate him, so that he can pursue his strength as much as possible. Gone. Emotions are waiting for me here. Naruto's face turned black and he said, well, it doesn't need to be deliberate. As long as I keep getting stronger, it's just stimulating him. What you said is also true. So, what do you need? Itachi glanced deeply at Naruto and then changed his tone, saying, I'm talking about compensation. If nothing unexpected happens, I rarely return to the village in the future, so I'll give you the compensation in advance. No need. Naruto shook his head and said, Sasuke and I are friends and classmates, and helping him is helping me. Itachi was suddenly moved. This kind of friend is not bad. In the future, if Sasuke is willing to stab him to death, he is likely to be able to open a kaleidoscope, right? Itachi smiled and said, since that's the case, thank you. You successfully aroused the emotional attachment of Uchiha Itachi, doubling your critical strike and gaining chakra plus 10, just double it. Naruto gave Itachi a sideways glance, and he didn't have that much emotional fluctuation towards others. I've said that, so guess what you're saying. It's twice as much for me. Forget it, anyway, if possible, he would also make good friends with Sasuke. Although Sasuke is a bit of a jerk and speaks a bit infuriating, he is definitely a good friend. If possible, Naruto still hopes to have such a friend. Just, how does this Uchiha Itachi make me feel strange? Naruto rubbed his chin and pondered, it's like raising a goo. He wouldn't want Sasuke to kill his wife and preach when he grows up, would he? Bah, would he kill his friends and preach? Upon careful consideration of Uchiha Itachi's character, Naruto's face remained expressionless. It's not possible, it's certain. The current Itachi doesn't know that the future president of Uchiha Sasuke is crooked, and doesn't care if he has this friend at all. Gone. This kind of person is full of thoughts and dislikes the most. Naruto cursed inwardly, ignoring this guy. What does all these things have to do with his own beauty? Even if it weren't for today's incident, Naruto would slowly become friends with Sasuke. Critical strike, more friends are better. Mutual utilization and mutual assistance are what make friends. What I said. Naruto happily returned home, and not long after preparing his things, Naruto and his companions came knocking at the door. This meat, when they took the first bite, Naruto and his companions were shocked. You have successfully aroused the shock emotions of Nara Deer Maru, Aikido Tinji, and Yamanaka Ino. You have dealt 100 times more critical damage and obtained Spiral Maru. Naruto chuckled and said, not bad, this is a good thing. Eat more. Eating too much is good for you. This meat is amazing. Lumaru's heart trembled. He knows better than anyone that if the effect of this meat is spread, Naruto will never have peace. Taking a deep glance at Naruto, who was smiling, Lumaru's face was serious and he said calmly to Ino and Tinji, don't let anyone talk about this, otherwise my friend won't have to do it. Ino and Ding nodded hastily. This is certain. This thing is too good. If it's good, it will inevitably lead to greed. Even one's own relatives cannot be said. We know. Ino whispered, being able to eat a little is already a blessing. I feel that my physical strength has improved even after taking these few bites, which will be very beneficial for our future. Eat, eat. Naruto smiled a little, it's great, I didn't misread you. Don't worry, this is my exclusive secret recipe. It will be a bit better in a while. Let's eat together then. Thank you then. Lumaru remained silent. If he eats this thing frequently, he can't believe their future achievements. And this was brought by Naruto. He won't refuse, but in the future, Naruto will definitely be the object they need to protect the most. They are friends and comrades in arms. Isn't it? A few people glanced at each other, chuckled, and started eating and drinking. Eating and drinking enough, watching TV, they are all the kind of people who don't like to move around very much, so it feels great to be relaxed. Spiral pill. When they parted ways, Naruto hid alone at home, silently spreading his hand. A spiral ball spun rapidly and appeared in Naruto's eyes. This spiral pill looks very beautiful and dazzling. But its power is very terrifying. This is the spiral pill, a ninjutsu without printing. No need for printing, just raise your hand and come. If you have something to do, just rub the meatballs. This is Naruto. I seem to want to embark on this path now. Looking at the spiral pill in his hand, Naruto's face showed a slight smile. There was no way, the spiral pill was too fragrant. It's much better than those ninjutsu techniques that require imprinting. Develop more and strive to throw it away, which will be more perfect and powerful. Perhaps, when will a time and space ninjutsu like the Flying Thunder God burst out, combined with a spiral pill, it can deal unexpected damage. When the golden flash reappears, it won't scare them to death. Ha ha ha. Thinking of the beautiful scene of the future, Naruto couldn't help but laugh. You have successfully caused pain in the neighboring Old Wang, double your critical strike, and gain Old Wang's constitution. Naruto. Dot. This thing seems pretty good. It's a ghost. Is the thief Chow actually me? Gone. Time flies, and in the blink of an eye, the end of the month approaches. Iruka walked into the classroom holding a roll of paper, his subconscious gaze fixed on Naruto Vortex, and he happened to see Naruto sleeping. I don't know what I dreamt of, but I still smile foolishly. Is that all? Iruka looked at the test paper in his hand and fell silent, seeking flowers, seeking evaluation, Changmen outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 12. The Night of Uchiha's Destruction of the Clan, Part 1. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. He still remembers the day school started, when this guy shamelessly said he wanted to lower the average score in their class. At that time, Iruka was so angry. Later on, I thought this guy was joking, but subsequent developments confirmed his claim. He either sleeps or misses class every day, so he hardly listens to the class. That's it, the actual combat exercises and so on are all the first, still a crushing victory. That's okay, you're talented, you're amazing. But what's going on with this cultural exam? Looking at the big number 1 with a perfect score, Iruka sighed and looked a bit confused. Is there really a demon in this world who can do it at a glance and even get a perfect score without listening to lectures? It seems that, encountered by oneself. Looking at Naruto Vortex, who was still sleeping in a daze, Iruka smiled and said, "All right, class." Glancing at several classmates present, Iruka smiled and said, "Didn't the exam take place this morning?" The results of the exam are now out. Amidst the expectant gaze of all the classmates, Iruka picked up a roll of paper and spoke in a flickering voice, "Naruto Vortex, number 1 in the class." Wow! Everyone's eyes twitched and they looked at Iruka with disbelief on their faces. This is impossible. How could Naruto be the number 1 with his carefree demeanor? You said others are the first and they still believe it, but Naruto. Is it too exaggerated? You successfully caused Iruka to be shocked and gained chakra +5, you successfully caused shock among all the classmates in the class and obtained +1 progress in fairy mode, and this thing. Naruto was a bit surprised. Upon closer inspection, he realized in his heart that this was a progress, like collecting fragments. Only after collecting 10 pieces can he activate the fairy mode. To be honest, it's not that good. But it's better than nothing. Yes, you heard it right. Naruto Vortex comes first, that's not wrong. Next up is Uchiha Sasuke. Dot. Read on one by one, and everyone no longer cares much. Who cares about you being the second place? The first place Naruto is the one who shocked them the most, okay. They couldn't help but wonder why Naruto Vortex, who sleeps and chats during class, became the number 1. But facts speak louder than words, and that's how things are. Even if they can't figure it out, they have no choice but to accept this reality. On the way, Sasuke Def pulled his face, completely devoid of any sense of joy. Why? Why on earth is this? Sasuke is confused. I worked so hard and worked so hard, but in the end, I was overwhelmed by someone who didn't work hard or work hard. This was a huge blow to him, and for a moment he couldn't accept it. To be honest, even if Lumaru was stronger than him, he recognized it, but it was the Naruto Vortex that he didn't like. Damn it. You successfully aroused Sasuke's anger and gained a stronger spiral pill. Naruto. Dot. What does this guy want to write in his heart? I guess I can't accept it. Naruto chuckled. He will not eat meat today. He will eat ramen noodles. Hey, wait. Naruto suddenly froze, his expression uncertain. It seemed that the night of Uchiha's extermination was tonight. Or has it already started? Forget it, go home. It's too dangerous outside, let's go home. This matter is not something we can participate in. Although he sympathizes with Sasuke, he can't help much with this matter. The situation between the village and Yuzhibo has long been superficial, too sharp, and it is difficult for them to let go of their prejudices. Perhaps, he believes that Yuzhibo Itachi's approach is the most reasonable and the best outcome. Perhaps this is also the best result that the few people in the village think. We're about to start. Ape Flying Sun stood by the window of the Hokage office, looking at the distant territory of Uchiha's tribe. This ancient family is about to become history from today on. Itachi, can you really get down to it? Tuanzang is also watching, he is dressed up and ready to go. Anyway, today Uchiha will become history in dust, leaving only Uchiha Sasuke, a lone child struggling to survive in the world. Are you ready? If you're ready, I'll take action, said Yuzhibo Itachi, looking quietly at him. Be ready, Yuzhibo Itachi said in a deep voice, I have been waiting for this day for a long time. From today on, the problem between the village and Yuzhibo will no longer exist. So, then let's take action. We unite to cast illusions. As for those people hiding outside, you don't have to worry. Dai too looked deeply at Yuzhibo Itachi and said, they are very lenient in bullying their own people. Itachi. I have known this for a long time. Kill. Boom boom. Lightning and thunder roared, clouds rolled, as if emitting the final roar for this ancient family. It's going to rain, although I'm only in second place, my brother should be happy too. Sasuke looked up at the sky. Just now, the sky, which was still slightly sunny, was directly covered by clouds, with dark clouds pressing on top, looking extremely oppressive. Jotting all the way, Sasuke ran towards home. This day has finally arrived, my child. Master Yuzhibo, Yuzhibo Fuyue and Yuzhibo Meichin knelt quietly in the room, waiting for their proud child to come in. Father, mother. Child, you have finally come to this step. Yuzhibo Meichin looked sad and said, should I be proud or angry? Yuzhibo Itachi remained silent. Is this your choice? Fuyue looked up outside and said, do you think this choice is correct? It's irrelevant and correct. At least Sasuke is still alive, and the village is still there. The weasel's voice was hoarse, tears streaming down its face. If possible, he also wants a different ending. Who can understand the entanglement and pain in his heart? This is not something a person can tolerate. Since you have decided, then we will fulfill you. Remember, take care of Sasuke, he is our only bond in this world. Yuzhibo Fuyue gave a smile. This is the result of a multi-party game, he knows they can't survive. Even if Uchiha Itachi doesn't take action, there will be others taking action. If it weren't for that guy outside, Fuyue thought for a moment and realized that he would resist. But since we can't resist now, let's take it easy and good evaluation of flowers, starting at 10 o'clock every day, Changmen outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th.